Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever time of the day you're watching this. This is a quick one to talk you through what a report for the mock exam that your child has sat with us looks like. If you've been with us, it will be quite similar to what you've seen in the past. If you have joined us quite recently after the last mock in April, then this might be new to you. Whether you've been with us in the past, there are changes to how things have been structured this time, and it is all to maximize the opportunity that the children have at high achievers and the resources that we've made for them. I'll make this very brief, and I will talk about some of the resources that your child can access during this summer holiday as they prepare for the exam. I want to use this opportunity to say thank you for all your efforts, all your work with us, and with your child thus far. We wouldn't have achieved the progress that we've achieved without your commitment, without you being on board. This final leg of the preparation will be demanding, will take a lot out of all of us. Please, let's try our best to keep the tempo, keep the faith, and, plenty of reward does magic for these children. The first thing, for those that have been with us in the past, you will have bookmarked the link if you have joined us recently. We will share the report with you, which means you will get something similar to this email here that says High Achievers Tutor has shared something with you, an email with you. So if you click on it, I'm going to use my daughter's report as an example in this case. Then you click open. Now, this is an example, of what you will see. So what we've done this time is to include an answer sheet, a mark guide, and also your child's response, all in one for each of the subjects. What do I mean by that? As you can see here, this is more or less a grading sheet for the maths for Zoe. For each of the questions, you could see what her answer was, what the correct answer is, and what the explanation is. So you could easily ask your child to go back and walk through the questions that we've given to them from the mock. But if your child does not have access to it, we can share the electronic version with you, and you can go ahead and print it for your child. And that applies to each of the subjects. So that's English, the non-verbal reasoning, and the verbal reasoning. If for any reason the explanation doesn't quite show fully, you can extend the width of the column to be able to see exactly what it says. Also, you can adjust the row as well. You can adjust the row, so it gives you a full explanation of what it says. We are aware that when you look at this report on different browser, it may look slightly different, but that's how you should look if you're using Google Chrome. That being said, without further ado, let's go to the report. As usual, you would have the sections. Now, this is where I want to call everyone's attention. It is important that you know that if your child has been with us previously, you'll see the previous report, so you're able to compare your child's progress accordingly. And one thing you need to please pay attention to is the feedback that we've given to the children. There are specific suggestions. I know usually when most parents get the report, the first thing they look at is the grades. Yes, the grades are important, the marks are good, to use as a point of reference, but please, the most important thing is the recommendation and the suggestions. One thing we've seen time again and again, and I can tell you, even in this current cohort, is those students whose parents follow religiously, and I mean religiously, the information we give to them in the recommendation. These students make massive jump in progress. It is not rocket science, and it is not a miracle. It is just something that we know works, and we do put in a lot of effort into writing this report. So we will really appreciate if you spend some time as well to make sure that you go through the report. One thing that sometimes happens is that the all comment may not show. In that case, we do advise parents, again, if you extend that, the width of the column there, it would give you a bit more view. We have tried to adjust that for every student. So as you can see now, I can see it's always full report in English. Our score is there, the same, in math, then in English, breaks everything down as well. Verbal reasoning talks about everything as well, and the next step for verbal and non-verbal reasoning, and of course, the final comment. Parents' comment or parents' response is the last column here. Unfortunately, far too many parents are not responding or giving us a feedback or what they think. Would like to hear your thoughts as well. As much as possible, we know a lot of parents love to have meetings, after a report. I would suggest, please make sure you go through the report. Most of the questions you would ask on what to do with your children is something we have put in the next step and the suggestion. So please do actually go through the report as much as possible. I'll be more than happy to, answer questions. As you can appreciate, summer period is the busiest period of the year for all of us as we prepare these children for exams. So every minute matters. If there are questions that you could find answers to in the report, I would suggest that you please use that accordingly. Otherwise, I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have, either via email or via text messages or calls, as the case may require. That being said, there are a couple of things that we've put in place for the children, and a few of you will be getting emails over the next day or two that requires prompt action and in some cases registration for some programs. That being said, we've also put together a daily study plan. It is an almighty schedule that you can adjust for your child. We have provided several versions, so versions that correlate to if your child wasn't doing any summer programs or if your child was doing some of the summer programs. The most important thing is these children need to have a disciplined, well-monitored daily study arrangements. Now, we've put some breaks in between the activities that we have, but that does not necessarily mean that you cannot adjust the calendar accordingly for your child. Please feel free to do that. And I will provide these on Google Classroom for all our students as well, so you can be able to watch this video or go back on Google Classroom and access this calendar. Please use them and stick to them. Thank you very much. Let me quickly share the calendar with you. Version number 1 basically is for those that are not taking any summer school sessions. So, every day the child should begin the day at 8:30, which means you would expect them to wake up at 7:30, get ready to learn. 8:30 to 9:30 to do some work. Buffer after that, watch video of that lesson for 2 hours, and they can take a break, and then come back, do some consolidatory task again, do some buffer task, and watch the video. And then if they've got homework, you can do homework and parents can allocate them some task. And of course, dinner is there. So you could put in extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes in there, for them to have break in between tasks and so on and so forth. Also, we've got, schedule for those that take either Friday or Saturday session, and that is already factored in. So that, okay, if your child is taking the Friday session, yes, if they're taking the Saturday session as well, and so on and so forth. So that's really it for today. Thank you very much. We hope that you can be able to apply all this for your child as we all work together to achieve excellence, which is what we are all working and hoping for and praying for.